Hey guys, welcome back to the third video where I'm doing this as an alternative to my weekly newsletter, which I kind of discontinued. So this experiment is gonna continue the video experiment. Right, so again, we're gonna talk a lot about Bitcoin and then hopefully we can look at an altcoin. Right, so I've been talking about Bitcoin heading down to 30K for quite some time. And probably like 5 6 days ago, probably the start of this week, I changed a kind of focused a little bit in the short term outlook rather than get all bearish and predict 30K. So on Feb 9th, I pointed out that there is a bullish breaker here that was formed and that I'm expecting the price to come down and retest this breaker where I would be looking to open longs. Right, that is explained in this second video here that was posted 5 days ago. Today we're going to take a look at Bitcoin and see how it's progressed. Right, so from a 4-hour time frame perspective, things are looking pretty good. We did get a retest of the Monday's low after a sweep of liquidity here on Monday's low, which was on 10th Feb. Since then, the price has dropped 9%. Although I didn't want to take this trade, it was a little late for me. I probably did this. I was just busy with my day job, so I couldn't take this trade, this short position. But nonetheless, right, I'm looking to take another short position here, all the way down up to here, because we have this fair value gap here, which extends from 38.2K to 40.9K. So basically, I'm expecting another 6-7% drop from where the price is right now. And from here, I'll be looking taking up long positions. I'm not sure if that is still here. Yeah. Right, so this is the long position that I'm willing to take. So before we get into it, I just want to re-explain what a bullish breaker is. A bullish breaker usually contains a lower low, which creates a market structure break, which lures people into thinking the price is going to go lower. But what usually happens after the second low is created is price breaches the demand zone that is formed in between these two peaks. It moves higher, and then on the retest of this particular breaker, when the price comes down to retest this, that's where you open long positions, right? And just to make it a little simple, I want to show you how a bullish breaker usually looks, right? A bullish breaker is formed when a supply zone is breached and the market structure breaks. After a market structure break, so this is the market structure break. A supply zone is formed between these two market structure breaks, and the price breaches this supply zone to flip the supply zone into a breaker. So how do you trade that? You wait for the price to go breach this and then come back and retest the bullish breaker. That's why you enter a long position. So that's what I'm expecting here for Bitcoin, a retest of the bullish breaker's upper limit at 39,296. And so that pretty much sums it up. But from a higher time frame, the bullish breaker setup, the bearish breaker setup is still in play. Yep. So as you can see here, although the price did kind of pierce above this particular breaker here, bearish breaker. So again, let me just, this was a high, this was a higher high, which lured people into thinking that it was an uptrend, but the price breached through this particular demand zone here, flipped into a bearish breaker. My bad. Right, so if the bullish breaker setup is still in play, then I'm expecting some sort of a bounce off of this weekly support level here, or around this weekly support level, which is 39.4K. Right, so because this is where the bullish breaker is formed, somewhere around here, 39K. I'm expecting some sort of a bounce, again a retest of this particular breaker here, and then another leg down. So like this, go up, and then eventually probably even go down here, right? So this is the sort of price action that I'm expecting to play out, but I'm not quite sure about what's going to happen after we encounter the breaker, right? Naturally, I'm expecting the price to bounce off of this and move higher, but things could change. So I am going to stop myself from giving out long-term predictions because it's more likely to go wrong. But other than that, things are still in play. The bearish breaker from a higher time frame, which is a one-day time frame, is still in play, and I'm still expecting price to head down to the 30,000 support level here, or probably even 29,100 support level here, and collect liquidity, the sell stop liquidity resting below it. Alright, so this scenario, the bearish scenario, is still in play. This is where I'm willing to go long, accumulate a lot of Bitcoin, at least the ones that I can possibly can. Right, so this is my take on Bitcoin. The long-term bearish outlook to 30K is still in play. The short-term bullish outlook, which is a bounce of the bullish breaker, is also still in play. For now, looking to take this minor trade, and any altcoin longs that I still want to take, I'm going to do it when Bitcoin retests this particular breaker. So heading on to the next segment of this particular video, which is I want to show you an altcoin that I'm looking at and the trade that I want to take. Let's take a look at it from a daily time frame. So before we actually get into that, let's go into the monthly time frame. So what we see here is this line, blue line here at 147 is the monthly open. And then from a weekly time frame, I've marked out a couple of resistance levels here at 178, 253, and 315. Other than that, on the one-day time frame, I've marked out these buy stop liquidity zones for you guys. I generally don't mark all of this. I just notice them. So as you can see here, the candlestick body is closed below 229. So there was a lot of wicks that went up there. So I'm expecting, if we go higher, right, I'm expecting the price to sweep above this 229 level to collect liquidity. Again, the same here, there's a double top formation here, so a lot of buy stop liquidity present here. We saw a triple tap setup here into a decline. Similar double tap setup here, here and here. So there's a lot of liquidity that is present on the upside. So I am gonna keep a close eye on Monero. But for now, what I want to do is I want to short Monero. Right, as you can see here, currently we're seeing a rejection around the 50-day moving average, which has led to so far an 8% downswing. But I'm expecting it to see some sort of a bullish reaction where we kind of flirt with the weekly resistance level, get rejected by this 50-day moving average, and then go down, probably retest the monthly open. If we're lucky, we're also going to get a sweep of the sell stop liquidity present here at 139. Right, so this is what I'm expecting from Monero. So I'm going to wait for this minor uptick here and probably enter long somewhere around here. Place my stop losses with a lot of gap. Take my first profits around here, and the second profits take my first profits around 147, and the second one at 139. So this would be anywhere between a 1.9 to 2.46 hour trade. Looking pretty good. So that's it for today's session. If you enjoyed this analysis and if you have any suggestions, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.